Jeremiyah Love is more just a running back. You put him in a slot, he can catch the football, he's explosive.
Jeremiyah Love for me is Jamal Charles with the sprinkle of Jahmyr Gibbs. At Notre Dame, he's got awesome speed, awesome athleticism, agility, patience, burst through the hole, all of that.
For the guy I'm going to mention, actually, he didn't have to do anything. He already came into Indianapolis as the #1 running back. But he left becoming one of the best players available in this draft, and that's Jeremiyah Love.
This is not the story of a 5-star recruit. This is not the story of a running back who walked into a program and immediately took over. This is the story of a kid from the Walnut Park neighborhood of St. Louis, one of the toughest zip codes in Missouri. Raised by a police sergeant and an Army veteran, a kid who doctors once suspected might have autism, who spent his freshman year at Notre Dame as the 5th-string running back, buried so deep on the depth chart he had no business dreaming about a starting job. Then he ran a 10.76 in the 100 meters. Then he scored 21 touchdowns in a single season, more than any player in Notre Dame history. Then he stood at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis and ran a 4.36 40, while scouts checked their stopwatches twice. And then he finished it all with a backflip. His name is Jeremiyah Love, and in a few weeks, an NFL team in the top 5 will likely make him the highest drafted running back in years. Jeremiyah Darnell Love was born on May 31st, 2005, in University City, Missouri. But his story belongs to Walnut Park. Walnut Park is a neighborhood on the north side of St. Louis. It is not a place that produces many Division I athletes. It is a place that teaches you something harder, how to survive, how to push, and how to carry something bigger than yourself. His mother, LaTanya, wore a badge. She rose to the rank of sergeant with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, working one of the most demanding jobs a person can do. His father, Jason, served in the United States Army before coming home to coach his son in youth football. Every carry, every drill, every rep. When Jeremiyah was young, his parents noticed things, behaviors, patterns. They consulted a doctor, concerned he might have autism. They decided not to pursue a formal diagnosis. But the fact that they asked the question tells you everything. People who looked at their son clearly, loved him completely, and let him find his own way. However, what he found was speed.
Like you said, me and my father do a pregame ritual before every game. It's just a ritual we've just been doing ever since I was 6 or 7. Be like, who's the best in the world? Who's the best in the country? I don't feel right if I don't do it before a game.
In his junior years, Jeremiyah attended Christian Brothers College High School in St. Louis, a prestigious Catholic school with a tradition of developing athletes. He played basketball. He ran track. He competed in everything. As a sophomore, he stepped onto a track and ran the 100-meter dash in 10.76 seconds. He won the Missouri State Championship. He was 15 years old. On the football field, the numbers started building. As a junior, he rushed for 996 yards and 14 touchdowns and helped lead CBC to the state championship. As a senior, he exploded. 1,291 yards, 22 touchdowns. He was named the Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year. The offers came from everywhere: Texas A&M, Michigan, Alabama, Oregon. The best programs in the country wanted him. He chose Notre Dame. He was rated a 4-star recruit, the 4th best running back in the class of 2023. Not a consensus top recruit, but a kid with sprint medals, state championships, and something no ranking can measure. But Notre Dame's 2023 backfield was stacked. Jeremiyah arrived as the 5th-string running back. He played in every single game. In the home opener against Tennessee State, he broke free on a 36-yard touchdown run, his first in college football. He finished the season with 385 yards and 8 receptions. The numbers were quiet, but he was learning, he was watching, and he was waiting. When Audric Estime declared for the NFL draft, Jeremiyah Love inherited the starting job. And in 2024, he made Notre Dame regret not feeding him the ball sooner. He rushed for 1,125 yards and 17 touchdowns, set a program record with 13 consecutive games with a rushing touchdown, and in the college football playoff, ran 98 yards for a touchdown, the longest run in playoff history. Notre Dame was building towards something, and Jeremiyah Love was becoming the engine.
Yes, he's a competitor. Yeah. He is such a unique individual. I remember he didn't talk much when I recruited him. You get to spend some time with him on the plane or outside of football facilities. He is such a creative mind. Like, that dude wants the ball in his hands and he wants to punish you. And if you go low, he's going to jump over top of you.
The 2025 season started slowly. Notre Dame's offense took time to find its rhythm, but Jeremiyah Love found his. Against Syracuse, he carried the ball 8 times for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns. Against NC State, he crossed 2,000 career rushing yards. And then came USC at Notre Dame Stadium, 228 yards, the most ever by a Notre Dame player on that field. Then came Pittsburgh on November 15th. First quarter, Jeremiyah Love took the handoff, felt a defender closing, and did something that froze everyone in the stadium. One spin move, clean, violent, perfect. And it was the moment the country stopped debating whether Jeremiyah Love deserved to be in the Heisman conversation. Because after that play, he was the conversation. By season's end, he had surpassed Jerome Bettis, the Bus himself, for the most total touchdowns in a single season in Notre Dame history. 21 touchdowns, 1,372 rushing yards, 1,652 yards from scrimmage, 0 fumbles. Then the awards came, and they came all at once. The Doak Walker Award, the first ever won by a Notre Dame player. A unanimous All-American selection across all 5 major outlets. A Heisman Trophy finalist. Trip to New York, finishing in the top 4. The Disney Spirit Award for college football's most inspirational figure, tied to his Jeremonstar Community Initiative back in St. Louis. And the Golden Domer of the Year, Notre Dame's highest individual honor for the 2nd straight year. The first player in program history to win it twice. February 2026, Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium. While other top prospects chose to protect their draft stock by sitting out drills, Jeremiyah Love did the opposite. He confirmed he would run the 40. He would do position work. He would compete. It was a calculated bet from a player who grew up in Walnut Park, who was 5th string as a freshman, and who never needed to be handed anything. He had been proving people wrong his entire life. He wasn't going to stop now. He walked to the line, he set his stance, he ran. 4.36 seconds, official. The fastest 40 among all running backs at the Combine, a number that matched what Jahmyr Gibbs ran in 2023. The scouts did not need to check their watches twice. They knew what they were watching.
Listen, the Jets are going to take a defensive player, and the Raiders at 1 are going to take Fernando Mendoza. 3, 4, and 5 are interesting to me. I don't see Jeremiyah Love getting out of the top 5. I think he could absolutely go to Arizona at 3. I think if he's not the 3rd pick to the Cardinals, I think he will be the 4th pick to the Titans. And if they surprise me, I still think the Giants could take him at 5. He's not getting out of the top 5.
Love measured in at exactly 6 feet tall, 212 pounds, with 9.125-inch hands and 32-inch arms. Comparisons came immediately. Jahmyr Gibbs, Reggie Bush, DeMarco Murray, a runner with sprint speed who can catch the ball out of the backfield, change direction on a dime, and make defenders miss in the open field. Then came the moment that set the internet on fire. As the running back group finished their workout and began to exit the field, Jeremiyah Love stopped. He turned to the crowd, and then he did a backflip. In the media sessions, he was asked where he'd land.
I see a lot of people saying I'm getting drafted to the Chiefs, Saints, saw the Giants, saw the Commanders, saw the Cowboys not too long ago.
The 2026 NFL Draft will be held April 23rd to 25th in Pittsburgh, and every team picking in the top 10 has had the same conversation. How do we get Jeremiyah Love into our building? The Tennessee Titans hold the 4th overall selection. The New York Jets pick 2nd. The Kansas City Chiefs, despite picking 9th, have been linked to him. The New Orleans Saints, the Washington Commanders, team after team trying to figure out how to land the most explosive running back in college football. PFF gave him a 93.1 overall grade, the highest in the entire 2026 draft class. Career totals at Notre Dame: 2,882 rushing yards, 36 touchdowns, 6.7 yards per carry, and 63 receptions. In over 490 career touches, he fumbled once. He is what a first-round running back is supposed to look like. The frame, the athleticism, the football IQ, the leadership, the hands, and the kind of speed that makes defensive coordinators lose sleep. This is the story of Jeremiyah Love, a kid from Walnut Park who ran a 10.76 as a sophomore in high school, who arrived at Notre Dame as the 5th string back and left as the program's greatest single-season scorer, who never fumbled, who never quit, and who honored a police sergeant mother and an Army veteran father with every single carry. And now, as he prepares to hear his name called on draft night in Pittsburgh, one thing is perfectly clear. He already proved he belongs. The best part of his story hasn't even started yet. What's your take on Jeremiyah Love? Does he fit better with the Titans, the Cardinals, or does he become the next superstar for the Chiefs? I have a lot more 2026 draft content coming your way, so if you want to stay ahead of the game, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be down there reading and replying to as many as I can.